From his racist remarks to being an abusive boyfriend, here's a ton of reasons why people hate Jake Paul, starting with his racism. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Thinking that it was the past and he hasn't been doing anything like that in the recent years? Well, you could say that he's a changed man all you want, but his actions say otherwise. And no, he's not the first person to make a mistake in the past that haunts him. That's not the issue here. The issue is that you have to redeem yourself when you're called out for the messed up things you've done in the past. But as we all know, Jake is too arrogant to do that. Let me take you back to a very specific incident. Around 4 years ago, a video of him interacting with a fan went viral. And what was so special about this video? Well, the video showed Jake make a racist joke toward a fan.
You're just gonna blow someone up.
Thank you so much.
You're like, send the nuke.
Were you making a prank over there?
Yeah.
To be exact, he made a terrorist joke saying, "Send the nuke." Yikes. That's cancel-worthy behavior right there, no? Especially when you keep in mind the fact that his fan base from the start has been young people. And to be such a person in front of highly impressionable people is just awful. And if any of you try to justify his behavior saying that one mistake doesn't define him, other people also came forward with videos and instances of Paul being not only racist, but also homophobic to people. And that's not even half of why people hate him. But if you thought him being racist was bad, wait till I tell you about the next reason.
It's been good, bro. I've been like traveling around the world and just
If you get 30 micro bets in a row, you will win $1 million. That is right.
He abused his ex-girlfriend. You guys remember back when Jake Paul dated fellow YouTuber Alyssa Violet, right?
With a blindfold on. We have a blindfold.
Why did I agree to do this? Mom, I'm so sorry.
Your mom follows me? We make out sometimes, though.
No, we don't.
We do.
Nope. I shaved my legs. Feel.
Both of them were part of the Team 10, and their relationship was pretty public, and to the public eye seemed pretty good too, right? Well, that's only what we saw. But it turns out what we didn't notice was the abuse that Alyssa faced while they were dating. And after the two broke up, the truth came to the public via Alyssa herself. In a video that she posted, she talked about her relationship with Jake and accused him of some things. And let me tell you, the list of the horrible things that Jake did to her was definitely long. It even included things like emotional abuse, cheating, and even kicking her out of the Team 10 house, knowing well that she had no other place to go to after the breakup.
Never went.
We were
'cause
playing.
I
Tyler
was
were
in a
playing cornhole
toxic
together. That was like
relationship.
3 years ago. That was, huh? Yeah.
Happened at once. It was just a really fast decision. It affected a lot of people.
Now, that's a real jerk move. Leaving her stranded after the breakup was just wrong, but that wasn't even the worst thing he did. Not to forget the abuse he subjected her to for so long while the two were together. Emotional abuse is no joke, and we should all speak up for the victims, which makes sense why people hate Jake Paul for the way he treated his girlfriend.
One up each other. So now it's my turn to surprise her. And let me tell you, I think I two-upped her. There's nothing there for me anymore.
What?
I got food.
Okay.
Took some pictures.
And what's worse is that he never really apologized for the way he treated her. Instead, he thought it would be a good idea to start beef with his ex and another YouTuber, Rice Gum, which is a whole other story why people hate him, because the whole drama with Rice Gum only exposed Jake for the kind of person he is. Let me tell you about it. For starters, Jake is a bully. It's no doubt that everyone hates bullies, well, except for the bullies themselves, but Jake is an interesting case.
Welcome to success. That's what people want to do. They want to tear you down, and they say you won't do.
It's just a waste of time. Why don't you just give the fans what they want?
You know how he's always talking about how he's against bullying and all? And then you see that same person being exposed for bullying? Now, that's twisted and honestly hypocritical.
Part of the inspiration. Erica was part of the inspiration. People, like, even before that, like girls I dated.
Louder and louder and louder, and jittery on stage. You see his feet, his whole body.
Even though he started beef with Rice Gum and tried to accuse the YouTuber of bullying, he was exposed for it himself. Now, that's what you call some well-deserved karma, but that's not even the only time he was called out for it. Later, he was called out for being a bully back when he was a teen. People from his high school came forward with instances when he was abusive towards them and other kids at the school, and everyone just said that even when he was not actively picking on people, he was still a pain to be around. And we all know no one likes that kind of a person, and if the bullying part wasn't enough for people to hate him, his hypocrisy sure is. I mean, how are you gonna advocate against bullying and then never address your past filled with it in the first place? How are you gonna go around saying you're against something but never apologize for the same thing when you did it? In short, he doesn't practice what he preaches. And even if any of you Jake Paul fans say that he's not the same person anymore, that doesn't change the fact that he never apologized to a single person that he hurt over the years with his behavior. So that's reason enough why he's not a good person. Just like this next reason that's pretty obvious, his personality. God, this is probably the biggest reason he gets on everyone's nerves. And there's no way anyone could tell me that his personality isn't hard to like. Unless you're a 12-year-old boy, I don't see the appeal. I mean, there's no way anyone was going to like him much after that disaster of a song. You know what I'm talking about. It's every day, bro, and hearing it everywhere from little boys didn't help it either. But that's just a silly reason, and we can look past it. If we try really hard, that is. What we can't look past is how arrogant and rude he is. I mean, if you only know him from YouTube, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But if you know him more, you'd know what kind of person he is, and not to mention the way he trash-talked Connor. Like, buddy, we get you're delusional, but hold your horses. Connor is a legend, and for you to say that he's out of his prime and that Jake is better than Connor at MMA is just funny. But it also shows that he's an arrogant person who's honestly borderline a narc. He has a superiority complex and thinks he's better than literal icons. Like, no, buddy, you're not, and we all know one quality that makes a person likable is being humble, and we also know that that's one thing that Jake is not. And that's another reason why people hate him. Just like this next reason that you might have noticed yet. He's an attention seeker. Okay, this one is just pretty obvious. I don't even have to elaborate on this one. I mean, just think about it. Everything he does, every stunt he pulls from time to time is to get attention and stay relevant. You know when you're not good enough at what you do, you need to pull stunts to get attention and stay relevant? And that's exactly what Jake does, and he'd go to great lengths for this, even if that means choosing it over his friends. And not to mention the thumbnails. God, we all hate them, but Jake somehow makes them even more hateable. And considering how inappropriate they were, and that most of his fans were literal kids, it makes you hate him even more. And how can we forget his fake marriage with Tana Mongeau? Sorry for reminding you guys of that flamin' hot mess, but now you know why people hate him so much. And that was all about some of the reasons why Jake Paul is hated by people.